Good morning everyone, this is BremSter and today I'm sneaking around. Well, this is Sneaking Around by EPH. So what's going on with the channel at the moment? Realistically, not a lot. I'm finding it quite hard to actually keep things running at the moment. I'm having to take a bit more personal time for just my own mental health. And I'm having to basically readjust many of the things in my life. So, because of that, I've been doing mostly easier puzzles, and I know that's been annoying some people, but it's just the way it is. It's just the way I'm having to deal with coping with just a lot of the extra burdens that have fallen on me recently. And I'm not begrudging that. It's just having to refactor everything while trying to keep the channel going and bringing puzzles to people. And I know it's impacted the view stats. People are staying on my videos for often less than 10 seconds, which is meaning YouTube isn't happy with me, and all of that sort of stuff. And my subscriber count is not growing basically. And my watch hours and all of that is down. So it's very, very clear, and the number of views and everything is way down. It's very, very clear from the stats that I'm not making people happy, but there's not much I can do about that. I can only do what I can do, and it's hard to find the motivation among all of that to keep doing a video a day. Yeah, we'll see how I go. I've actually am going to have to take, I'm actually going on holidays for about a month, soon. So, the finding the extra bandwidth to record a month in advance, I'm, I'm not going to be able to find that, I expect. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, I'll try. Um, yeah, let's have a look at Sneaking Around by EPH. So, what have we got? We've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So, in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. We have digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Digits could not repeat within cage is not listed, but that's okay because all of the cages exist within a single box where digits cannot repeat anyway. Cells separated by a white dot must contain consecutive digits, but not all dots are necessarily given, so it'd be okay for those to be consecutive, for example, yeah, only the 2 dots, so all we know is those. And on the green whisper line, so the German whisper constraint, which is going to be the main constraint, adjacent digits must have a difference of at least 5. I'm going to restart my the puzzle to restart my timer. Now, I am running with the simplified pencil mark checker on, but I have been finding I've been turning it off, running with it and then turning it off when I get to about the midpoint, where it's mostly just about the scanning and things get a little bit more obvious, but I don't want to miss maybe those tricky scans at the beginning, because there's been a lot of people complaining about me wasting their time. And while I've deleted some of those comments, and if your comment has been deleted because you're complaining about scanning, I don't like people who attack others for not being as skilled. Attacking me, whatever. But when you're attacking other people and making potentially newer solvers feel bad, I had someone literally call me an idiot and complain in comments because I think it was a 25-minute solve and they did it in under 10. But there'd already been other people comment that it took them nearly an hour to solve because they're a new solver. And if you call someone an idiot for taking 25 minutes and you see that and you'd already taken an hour, it's going to make you feel terrible. And I do not want people coming here feeling terrible. One of the rules on my channel is don't be a dick. And that really does feel like you're just insulting people who are new to the hobby, and I don't want that. So, yeah, please don't insult people or call them idiots for taking too long. They may be new, and I'm not new, but I am also explaining and presenting and stuff, so whatever. Anyway, let's give this a shot. So the first thing I see is you have to put a 1 in an 8 cage, because if you don't put a 1 in an 8 cage, then the minimums will be 2, 3, 4. 2 plus 3 plus 4 is 9. So this 8 cage would not sum to 8. It would sum to 9 or more. So there must be a 1 in that. This does that have an impact on this 9 cage? Because it may do, actually. Well, I can't put 1 8 in the 9 cage because if I put 1 8 in the 9 cage, then this wouldn't work. But it might be other things that don't work because I have to have a 4 or a 5 in this 8 cage because it's either going to be 1, 2, and 5 or 1, 3 with 4. Because then once I get past that, start going to 1 with 4, which gets me back to 1, 4, 3 and 1, 5, 2, and 1, 6 doesn't work because it's 1, 6, 1. So there has to be a 4 or a 5 in this. So this 9 cage cannot be 4, 5. So it's either 2, 7 or 3, 6. But I don't know that that helps me. Now, there's something we know about whisper lines which could be quite important, which is you can never put 5 on a whisper line. If you put 5 on a whisper line, you've immediately broken the 5 difference rule, because if you go 5 down, you hit 0 or lower, which is outside the range of Sudoku digits. If you go up, then you hit 10 or higher, which is outside the range of Sudoku digits. And that has an interesting effect on causing a thing which we often called alternating polarity. Because if you pick any of the low digits, 1 through 4, you can't go down because you leave the range of Sudoku digits. And if you go up, you must leapfrog the 5 because of the 5 difference, and you enter the range of high digits, 6 to 9. And if you start with 6 to 9, then if you go up, you leave the range of Sudoku digits. And if you go down, because of the 5 difference, you must leapfrog the 5 and you enter the range of low digits. So whichever way you go, you will always alternate high, low, high, low. So we know along this line, we will alternate. I don't know which one is which, but all the digits will always alternate high, low, high, low. And we've got 4 yellows in this row. So this is going to be blue. Therefore, again, we can alternate this line. These are all going to be yellow. So there's a 5 in here, which means there's no 5 in the 8 cage. This is 1, 3, 4. Which means there's no 3 down here. This is 2, 7. And we've got 1, 3, 4, and 2, and blue is high. So I'm going to change blue to green. I'm going to change yellow to blue, and I'm going to change green to yellow. And the reason, and that's because I normally use yellow as high and blue as low. But the reason for that is this had to be 1, 3, 4 because 5 has to be, I could have done that anyway. Because 5 had to be in here because I couldn't put 5 on a green line. So 5 had to be in here. So this couldn't be 1, 2, 5. It had to be 1, 3, 4, which made this 2, 7 because it had to have a low digit. All of the low digits are used. These both have to be high. So this has to be high and these have to be low, which means they have to be 1, 3, 4 because the 2 is taken up. The 4 can't go in the middle because the only digit that is 5 away from 4 is 9, and I can't put 9 into both of those. If this is 3, these are 8, 9, which could work. Because I can't put, or these are 8, 9 actually, because I can't put 6 in either of them, because if I put 6 in them, the only thing that is 5 away from 6 is 1, and both of the things adjacent to it would have to be 1, and 7 is not available. So these are 8, 9. This can't be 6 and is high, and it can't be 7. So that's 8, 9, and this is a 5, 6 pair. There you go. These are 7, 8, 9. So one of these is a 1, 2. This could be a 2 with a 1, maybe. This is this is either 5 or high. This is either 5 or high. This is a 5, 6 pair. These are all low. Hang on, this is a 5, 6 pair. This is high. Because I've got all 4 lows and the 5 is down here. So these are both high. Hang on, this is low. And this is 1, 3, 4. This is 2. So these are 1, 3, and 4. I can't put 4 there because both of those would have to be 9. The 4 is in one of those, so one of those is a 9. And they both see that cell. So one of those has to be a 4 for the column. If that's a 4, that's a 9. If that's a 4, that's a 9. So one of those has to be a 9. So if that was a 9, neither of those is a 9, and neither of those can be a 4. So that has to be an 8, which means this is a 9, which means this is an 8. There's no 8 in either of those. There is a 2 in one of those. Which I don't think forces that to be a 7. But I could be missing something. Because only one... If that's a 4, I'd need to put a 4 in one of those, and that'd be a 9. If that's a 4, that can't be a 4 anymore. This is a 1-3 pair. That's the 4. This is not the 4. Now this is a 2-4 pair. That's what I needed, which means that has to be the 9, and that becomes the 7. These are 8 and 9 for the column. So these are 5, 6, and 7. There you go. Placing digits and taking names. I don't even know what that means. 6, 7, and 8 go into those. That can't be a 6. Because again, both of those would need to be 1. This can't be a 6, so it's 7 or 9. Because it can't, so it's high. It can't be 6 because both of those would have to be 1. It can't be 8. So this is odd. So this is even. So this is 6 or 8, which means it is high. Now this is low, but it can't be 4 because that can't be 9. So this is 1, 2, or 3, and this is 1, 2, or 3. That can't be 4, and none of these can be 4. That's the 4. That was important. Can't put 4 there because both of those can't be 9. Can't put 4 there, both of those can't be 9. Can't put 4 there, both of those can't be 9. That's been a 4 since the very beginning, and I just missed it. Didn't do that right. The 2 here, of course, means that's not a 2. Need to put a 4 in here somewhere, and it's not there. This can never be 6 because both of those can't be 1. So that's an 8 or a 9. That's a 7, 8, 9 triple. That can't be 6, so that's an 8 or a 9 as well. Because again, I can't put 1 in both of those. This is now 7, 8, or 9, which means it's high. I haven't even looked at these cages. I'll get there. Maybe. This is 7, 8, or 9. Because again, can't put 1 in both of those, so this can't be a 6. That can't be a 4, because I'd have to put 9 in both of those, and it can't be 1, 2, or 3. That is a high digit. So now I can do the alternating polarity along this line. Bam. With the Spice Weasel. This can't be a 6, so that's a 7, 8, 9. And of course there's an 8 looking at it, but the important thing is that's now a 7, 8, 9 triple. Actually, that one could potentially be a 6. That one can't be or not. That one cannot be. So that's a 7, 9 because it can't be an 8. So these are 1, 2, and 3 because they can't be 4 because again I'd have to put 9 on either side of them. This is a 5 or a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I probably should be looking at these. What I want to do is get the colouring on this line. So these are low. I can only put one more high digit in this cage. Why have I got a 3 there? It's next to a 7. That's a 1, that's a 3, which means that's a 1, and that is not a 1, which means there's a 1 in one of those two. So this is 2, 3, or 4 only. If these are low, they are 1, 3, 4. Is that a problem? If these are low, what's that? 2, 5 or 1, 6? Maybe it's these I should be looking at. Because that's 1, 2, or 3. Can't be 4. That one can be that. These are 4, 5, and 6. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, and 7, 8, 9. So those are 4, 5, and 6. So I've got to put a 2 or a 3 in there. This is not looking fruitful. I am feeling completely unfruity. Unfruity. Okay, so this is going to have alternating polarity that looks like that, which is definitely going to cause some issues up here, isn't it? Maybe not. 17K can't have 8 and 9 in it, but I don't think it ever could. No, because 8 and 9 sum to 17, so that was a completely stupid thought. If this is 5, 2, because 5 is in here or here. I'm trying to figure out if I can force 5 into or out of this cage. Because 5s are normally the powerful thing in a whisper puzzle. 3, 4 seems like... So 3, 4 in here would make these 1, 2. This would be 1, this would be 2. 1, 2. I don't see a problem there. If this is 1, 6, then these are either 7, 8, 9 or 2, 3, 2, 4, 3. This would be 9, this would be 8, this would be 9, this would be 8. I think that works. Oh, we've got another 3 next. That's 9. That's 8. That's 7. That 9 makes that 8, and that's 7, which means this is 2. Now I'm starting to get red digits everywhere. This is 9. This is not 8. This is 7 or 9. There's no 7 there. There's no 2 in either of those. That's a 1, 3 pair, which means that's not a 3. This is not a 7. And this is a 9, which means this is an 8, which means this is a 9 and this is an 8. And these, there is a 3 in those. Okay, now 9 and 8 are both down here without 9 being in here. So there's no 9 in the 17 cage is what that's telling me. Now this is 6 or 8, and it can't be 8. I had missed that, so I'm glad I'm using the pencil mark checker. I mean, it's making the puzzle shorter, but... So this is a 6, which means both of these are 1, which means this is a 3 and this is a 1. Which does allow that to be either. And I'm getting close to the point now with 5 and 6 here, and this being a 3 because of the 1 here, and this being a 1, where I think I want to turn off the pencil mark checker. I think I've gotten through the bits where the bag scanning is going to be a hindrance. Could be wrong. Gonna give it a shot. So 8 is in one of those two. 2 is in one of those two. This is 2, 3, or 4. But there's no 9 in here. 8 is down here. So 2, 3, 4, 7 are in here only. There's no 6 in this cage. So it's 2, 7, 8 or 4, 5, 8. So there's no 3 in this cage ever. 2, 7, 8 or 4, 5, 8. So there must be an 8 in the cage. There is an 8 there. And it's either 2, 7, 8 in either order, or 4, 5, 8. They're the only possibilities. This hasn't helped me, which means 3 is in one of those two now. Which means 3 is up here. Now, if that's 3, 4, this becomes 2, 7. Not sure. Eight is in here, but it's not there. 8 is on green. Green is yellow. And that is purple is blue, which is what I expected with this 7 cage, because making all of those low digits was going to be very restrictive. So this is 1, 3, or 4, and it's not 4. So this is 1 or 3 only. These are 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not 4. And it's not 3. It's actually 2. So this is not 2, 5. So there's no 2 in either of those. There's no 2 here. 2 is in one of those. 1 is up here as well. So this is either 1, 6 or 3, 4, but I already had that. So this is 7, 8, 9. This is high. So I was following 6s, because 6s are in one of those two. But I think that can be a 7. It would make that a 9. 7 is in one of those two. Because 7 is not in here, it's not there, and it's not in a 7 cage. So 7 is in one of those two. So that's not a 7. 7 is in this 17 cage. This is 2, 7. So this being 2, 7 means that's not a 2. This is the 2. Two, 7. This is the 8. There's no 8 here. This is the 8. Are these 7, 9 now? Could that still be 6? Maybe. But that's a 7, 9 pair, so that's not 7. Hang on, there's a 1, 3, 4 triple. That's not the 1 or the 3. This can't be low. So this is the 1, 3. This can't be low. So it can't be 3, 4. Because this can't be 3 or 4. So this is 6. This is 1. This is 3. I'd said that couldn't be low earlier. I was just being daft, I suppose. This is now a 7, 9 pair, which means that's not the 9. This is the 9. There's now a 5 in here. In one of those two. So that's not the 5. There's a 5 in one of those two. There's no 3 here. There's no 1 here. I think I'm being a little obtuse in the way I'm solving this, but I'm getting there. This is 2, 7. The 6 takes 6 out of here. It actually makes that 6. There's no 8. This is 4, 5. There's no 6 here. And these are now known. They are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, these are 3, 4, 5. And there's a 3, 4. Looking at that one. That's the 5. And this is a 3, 4. Why did I have 3 not marked here? I had 3 not pencil marked there for some reason. I'm not sure that was accurate. I'm not going to trust that. This is 3, 4. It could be right, but I've forgotten why and I can't see it again. But either way, those are both low. This is high. These 2, 6, 7, what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, these are 2, 6, and 7. There's no 2 there. Or 7. That's a 6. Which I can mark as high. This is now a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's no 3 there. Maybe I need to turn the pencil mark checker back on. I feel like I'm being an idiot. This 6 means that's not a 6. So this is a 5. Right, here we go. Here. This is 4, 5. Hang on, I saw something. Right, but 4 has to be in that 1, 3, 4 triple. So this is the 5, this is the 4. So that is low. That means this is 3, which means this is not 3 or 4. This is 5, this is 4, which means it's low. Which means this is 1, this is 4, which means this is 3, this is 1. Now, this has to be 5 or 6 now, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 5 or 6, but it sees a 5. So this is the 6. These are both 5. This is 6. The 6s are high. The 5 makes that 7 and 6, both of which are high. This is 5. So this is 4 and 5. The 4 is low. This is 5. Wait, I just broke it. I broke it. Where did I break it? So the deduction I made was down here. So what I did was I put 3, 4, 5 in here was fine. And it was up here that I made the deduction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I've got 1, 3, 4 in here. This has to be 5. This has to be 4, which is low. The 5 makes this 7, which is high. Which takes 7 out of there. Four takes 4 out of there and makes this 3, this 5, this 6, this 5. This is high. 3 takes 3 out of there. This 5 makes this 4, which is low, which makes this 1 and this 4, which makes this 3 and this 1. This now has to be 6, which makes this 5 and this 6. This is high, this is high. I'm really struggling with my marking. And these are 2, 7, and 9. There's no 9 there. What are these? 2, 2, 3, 4, and 7. This 3 means that's not 3. This is the 3, which is low. And this, well, this 5 makes this 4, which makes this 5, which makes this 4. The 4s are low. And this now has to be a 6, which is high, which makes this 5. The 3 here takes 3 out of here. I'm in the wrong mode again. So this is 2, 4, or 7 for the column. That's now a 2, 4, 7 triple. So there's no 4 here. This is 3 or... Oh, man, the mode's 3 or 5. And there's a 3 looking at it. That's the 5. That's the 3. The 3 makes that 4 and 3. The 4 takes 4 out of there. That's a 2, 7 pair. That becomes a 4. This is low. In fact, I kind of want to get rid of all the colouring. Actually, I'm going to get rid of all the colouring. That 9? No. I have 9s. Can't put 7 there because it's next to a 3. That's the 9. I've made that mistake how many times? This is now a 7. This is a 2. This is a 9. The 2 looks down, making this 7 and this 2. The 7 looks across, making this 2 and this 7, which looks back, making this 2 and this 7. Over half an hour. Yeah. Probably should have done that one faster. I kept missing the 3 next to 7 trick, which was used, I think, about 4 times, and I missed it 3. Yeah, nice little puzzle. Really nice start with all of those being the same polarity. And the pressure of the cages. Really nice, simple, elegant design. I like it a lot. Thank you, EPH, for submitting that one. That was good fun. Nice little exercise. I definitely not on my A game at the moment, so using the pencil mark checker. If you're someone who uses it all the time, please do not, with the comments I made on a video a while ago, I'm not complaining about people using tools to assist. I use visual assistance tools. My screen has Zoom stuff on it that you sometimes, often, mostly don't see. And I solve on a very large screen, which makes my scanning worse, but it also means that I can actually read the pencil marks. It's the way I operate. Yeah, so if you're using tools to help you solve and it makes it more fun for you, the point is fun. The point isn't to prove that you're better than anyone else. If you're posting times in my comments to say, look how much better I am than other people, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. That's not the reason to post times. Posting times to say, this is how easy I found the puzzle, or this is, how long it took me, or anything, that's fine. But if you're trying to just say that I'm better than other people, then immediately in my eyes, I think you're not. And I hope it's just, yeah, competitive puzzling is not something I have any interest in at all. I would much rather talk to someone and help them learn to find the beauty in puzzles than to turn around and say, solve for speed. If you want to solve for speed, I highly recommend every time you get down to pairs, just pick one. Don't try and figure out logically, just pick one. That'll get you faster every single time, because that will get you a much faster solve. So use the pencil mark checker, and when you get down to a pair of options, put one in, solve until it's broken, roll back until that point, and keep going. That'll be much, much faster, and you will get much better times. It'll be, I think, a lot less fun, but it will absolutely beat you on the times. Yeah, that'll be the way to do it. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you're enjoying the content. The puzzles, I do need some more submissions if you would like to send one through. Or if you've got any recommendations, send me archive links or anything. Submit using the email form below, the email link below. Yeah, that would be great to get recommendations. I'm not getting time at the moment to go through Logic Masters Germany or the Puzzle Archives or anywhere to hunt for myself. So that would be great. Thanks everyone for watching, and as always, good luck with your solving.